Hello there. I just wanted to give a brief history on our 5 main television channels here in the UK. So that's BBC1, ITV, BBC2, Channel 4 and Channel 5. So let's rewind 80 years. It all began on the 2nd of November 1936. The BBC launched its television service, providing the very first instances of consumer television to the viewing public of the United Kingdom.
The station goes on the air.
A mighty maze of mystic magic rays is all about us in the blue.
However, with the outbreak of the Second World War in 1939, the TV service was shut down as the film that was used to make the programs had to be melted in order to retrieve the silver, which would then be used for army ammunitions. However, with the conclusion of World War II in 1945, the BBC was soon back on the air.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Do you remember me, Jasmine Blythe? Well, here we are after a lapse of nearly 7 years, ready to start again. And of course, we're always terribly excited and thrilled that the great day at last arrives when this station is once more ready to go on the air. Artists, cameramen, producers, scene men, and all sorts of people are here ready to make this afternoon's program.
It ran its television service, which was renamed BBC2 in 1960.
This is BBC Television.
In a completely monopolised television market. It was soon decided that a second television channel was needed, thus then leading to the debut of independent television.
Commercial television is here. Among those who will bring the new programs to you are Sir John Barbirolli, who will give you fortnightly concerts with the Halle Orchestra. John Clements will present world classic dramas in the series International Theatre. Val Parnell will bring you stars from the Palladium, the world's #1 variety theatre.
Or more commonly known as ITV in 1955. It was the first example in Britain of commercialised television, with adverts running in timed interstitials during programmes.
It's fresh as ice. It's Gibbs SR toothpaste, the tingling fresh toothpaste that does your gums good too. The tingle you get when you brush with SR is much more than a nice taste. It's a tingle of health. It tells you something very important, that you're doing your gums good and toughening them to resist infection. And as this chart shows, gum infection is the cause of more tooth losses than decay itself. The tingle in SR comes from sodium ricinoleate, a substance which both dental research and years of use in dental practice have shown to be good for the gums. So, to keep your teeth white as snow, your gums really healthy, and your breath really fresh, see your dentist regularly and brush with SR, the tingling fresh toothpaste for teeth and gums. Gibbs SR.
With early hits such as Coronation Street in 1960, which still runs to this day, ITV found its share of the rapidly expanding television audience. BBC1 and ITV are still the leading competitors in UK television today, with the BBC boasting programmes such as Doctor Who, Strictly Come Dancing, EastEnders, Casualty and Sherlock, competing with ITV hits such as Downton Abbey, Broadchurch, The X Factor, Britain's Got Talent, and countless other reality-based shows. Another major innovation for television came in 1964, when the BBC won the rights to launch the third channel, which was titled as BBC2. Launching on the 20th of April 1964, BBC2 was unfortunately delayed from its initial tea-time broadcast due to a fire at Battersea Power Station, thus cutting out power lines to the studios. It did run a makeshift evening news bulletin.
Tonight of all nights, there has been a loss of electric power at our main studios, the television centre in West London. It's due...
The newsroom were asked to put out a bulletin to explain what was happening to those who could receive BBC2.
Excuse me, just like Channel 1. Hello? Unlike Channel 1, there's nobody there. Anything else? That's all we have for the moment, but we will be keeping in touch.
It was, of course, wonderful publicity.
A massive breakdown at Battersea Power Station brought chaos to the centre of the capital. But the biggest disappointment was at BBC Television Centre, where the curtain failed to go up on the opening night of a brand new channel, BBC2.
And formally began broadcasting the following morning, the first programme on BBC2 being Play School.
Here's a house. Here's a door. Windows, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready to knock? Turn the lock. It's Play School.
Hello, I'm Virginia.
Hello, I'm Gordon.
Following the new channel's launch, BBC TV was formally renamed BBC1.
The next programme now on BBC2 is The Virginian. This is BBC1.
BBC2 gave television another milestone in 1967, when it became the very first television channel in Europe to offer continuous colour broadcasts. Colour television had been experimented with countlessly in the 1950s, but now for the first time audiences could watch programmes such as the snooker coverage with a complete colour palette, compared to the shades of black and white that BBC1 and ITV maintained until the 15th of November 1969, when they too moved to full-time colour broadcasts. The UK coped happily with 3 television channels for several years, when in 1982 they were now given a 4th option.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be able to say to you, welcome to Channel 4.
The aptly named Channel 4 began broadcasting on the 2nd of November 1982, exactly 46 years after the television began with the BBC television service. Its first programme was Countdown, a quiz show which is still running today and has broadcast over some 6,000 episodes. The final main terrestrial channel to be launched was Channel 5 in 1997.
Welcome. It's 6 o'clock on Sunday, March the 30th, and this is 5.
Welcome to a brand new station. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tune in now for a new generation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guaranteed to be the new sensation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who said? Spice Girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take it from us. It's girl power. Take it from us. It's the power of 5. It's the power of 5.
I don't really know what to say about Channel 5, as its programming currently consists of mostly drivel, and it's often regarded as the channel that harbours rejects that the other television stations don't want. Its biggest success is probably its acquisition and broadcast of Big Brother, but I say success very loosely. And that's just a very brief history of our 5 main television channels. I hope you found this informative and maybe even enjoyable. The history of TV is something I have always found fascinating to delve into, so why not splurge out the random trivia I gain once in a while? Especially since this November will mark 80 years of television broadcasting. It seemed like an appropriate time. Thank you for listening, and take care.